Okay, don't
Go
twist
ahead.
my arm.
Moment of truth.
Okay. I gotta say, I mean, I've heard a lot about this dish, and I can see why. I'm gonna totally get it. This is how you make the 3-day short rib at Mourad. That's it right there.
So today we're gonna try out our 72-hour slow cooked short rib.
I cannot wait.
So we got our short ribs from Brand Farms in Buena Park. We basically go through 8 cases of these every week. We are a high volume fine dining restaurant. Since we go through high volume, you kind of need to follow a process to the madness.
Okay.
This is like our signature dish, so we sell a lot of it. And it takes 3 days to cook. That's why we want to make sure that we have enough every week.
Yes.
Because we can't cook this on the fly.
So this is a dish that's been on the menu since the beginning?
Exactly.
Okay.
Next step, butchery. You see this marbling over
Yes.
here? Basically, I want to get rid of the excess fat.
Okay.
But you don't want to take too much off because we want to keep the meat as thick as possible. You see the beautiful marbling over here? So that is good quality beef.
It's gorgeous, chef. You're cooking as chef in a Moroccan restaurant, but you yourself are not Moroccan, correct?
No, I
Okay.
am not Moroccan. I'm very Indian, but I think I would like to say that I'm an adopted Moroccan.
Sure.
I started working with Mourad in 2019. So when I moved here, I worked at the French Laundry initially in
Yes.
Napa. And then I moved here, I found Mourad, and then I found a home because it's so similar to Indian cooking.
And so do you use sort of any of that traditional Indian flair or influences in your cooking with the sort of Moroccan base?
Yes, I actually use a lot of Indian influence, and I've been lucky that I get the freedom to do that here. I kind of take spice mixes that I grew up making at home, like garam masala and stuff like that, and I infuse it in the menus here. So I grew up cooking a lot with my grandmom. And funnily enough, I'm butchering short ribs right now, but I grew up a vegetarian.
Oh, is that right?
My family doesn't eat meat.
So 8 cases of beef, a lot of cows happening. Do you ever think about if your grandma's gonna watch this and look down?
When I went into this job, she knew that I was going to be handling protein, but it's like, I love meat. I even though I didn't grow up eating it,
Yeah.
learning about it over time, like I actually started butchering and cooking with meat really late compared to people from here. And the best thing is that I can relate to it because we do the same thing with vegetables back at home. So the next step after butchering is we're gonna season our short ribs. We have a spice mix that we're gonna season it with, ras al hanout. There can be up to 25 ingredients in a ras al hanout.
Incredible.
You have dry red chilies, rosebuds, green cardamom, allspice, cloves, black peppercorns, saffron, ginger, cinnamon, bay leaves, nutmeg, white pepper. I mean, I can keep going. We have 700 grams of ras al hanout. We've got 150 grams of pink curing salt.
So what does the curing salt do?
Because we don't marinate it overnight, since it's cooking for 3 days,
Yes.
the pink salt still penetrates through.
Yes.
And then when you carve it, you get a beautiful pink color inside. So kosher salt, and then we got some granulated garlic.
Yes.
We got some crushed black pepper. And now the secret ingredient that
Dashi powder.
we usually don't reveal.
I love it. Wow.
Dashi.
Wow.
So now we're gonna lay it all out.
So we're gonna lay the short rib out, sort of like a puzzle.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we want to coat these evenly. And we're going to do a front and back.
I mean, this is such a beautiful progression of food. This dish.
With the short rib, the ras hanout shines. And
Yes.
that's what we want to showcase. Like how versatile this spice is and how aromatic. Like even when you're seasoning it, you're smelling it. And
Absolutely.
it's just amazing. So next step is
Next
giving
step.
that hard sear. Need to make sure our flat top is hot.
Hot.
Need to make sure it's all seasoned. And then we want to use a neutral oil, grapeseed or cottonseed oil.
Okay.
And we're gonna start placing our shorties.
All right, chef. Can I try?
Go for it, chef.
So-
Certified short rib.
Yes, chef. Yeah, it'll be 3 days. Thank you.
Oh, that piece is beautiful.
That's mine. I'm coming back. How am I doing?
Amazing.
Okay, learn from the best.
You wanna job here?
Yes, please. So what are you looking for when you're searing the beef?
A nice crust. You basically want to get that seasoning stuck into the meat so that it can go over to the next process.
Makes sense.
That crust
Yes.
is what we're looking for.
Gorgeous. What's up, chef?
How are you?
Wonderful. Great to see you.
She came in the first day, and I'm literally, when she was a line cook, within days, I went up to her and I said,
got
"You're
it.
amazing. You're unique." And she goes, "Oh, you're just too nice." But it was the truth. Yeah, she has such talent. She has such, skills.
Yeah.
And hunger and drive.
Totally.
And humility. Get used to this phase.
Easy face to get used to.
Come on, guys. So this is done. We're gonna put this in the blast chiller. So while the beef is in the blast chiller, we're gonna make our ras al hanout butter that the beef cooks in.
Amazing.
So basically, we have some garlic with Fresno chilies, just like roughly chopped. We have melted clarified butter in here. We can just add it in.
Perfect.
And then it all just comes up together.
Great. It's such a beautiful layering process of the aromats. What do we have here?
We don't want to fry the herbs.
Yes.
We want it to basically steep in the butter. So I'll just add it in a container. We got some tarragon.
Yep.
And just some chives, just need to tear apart. And then in that as well, we add our ras al hanout. Our butter, Fresno chilies, and garlic mixture has come up, so we're gonna pour it into our spice now. Just give it a bit of a mix. I love making this butter.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I want this job. I only make butter from Chef Rasika showed me the way. That steam's coming from the sort of water in the herbs, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we pour it on top of the herbs, because if we infuse it initially, it's gonna burn.
So now we have the butter that has steeped with those beautiful fresh herbs, and then so it strains.
Perfect. So that's our butter.
Okay.
And like it's a time-consuming process, but it's a labor of love.
Totally.
So we've molded it.
Yep.
We're gonna chill it. So now we're gonna bag short ribs. Now we basically want to weigh out our short rib. And so these are cryovac bags that we use to bag up the shorties. So it's raw right now, right? But you get a nice sear around. So I'll give you these to cut.
Okay.
So it's okay to cut these in half because sometimes you have like bigger, thicker portions,
Right.
and that could be like 700 grams itself, and then you need a small piece to get it to the weight that you want. But because it's cooked low and slow, you don't have chances of the smaller pieces to overcook.
Makes sense.
They're all going to be that juicy, tender short rib because it's cooked at 56 degrees Celsius for 3 days.
Yes.
It takes time and effort to actually like make sure everyone gets the consistent portions. You want everyone to have the same kind of experience. So we can stack these up here
Beautiful.
and then put butter in all of them. So butter is pretty much set.
Okay.
So we're gonna demold our set butter. The reason why we wanna mold this butter is because initially we used to pour it in.
Okay.
And you would get for inconsistent amounts
Oh.
and weights in each of the bags.
Makes sense.
So this way you actually get like a consistent
Wow, I love that.
amount in each bag so that all the short ribs have the flavor.
Okay.
The next step is just to bag these. So we usually yield about, when we do 8 cases, like 60 short ribs.
Okay.
Which is a good amount for the week.
Nice.
And you're looking for a complete vacuum seal. So first it needs to be sealed, and then you're looking for 0 air spaces in between. But this is like a perfect seal. Now that we have all our meat in cryovac bags, we're gonna put it in our Rational oven. Our Rational acts like a circulator or sous vide machine.
Sure.
The reason that we like to use this is because we can lay everything flat and you don't pile things on. Usually in water baths, meat is piled on top of each other, so you don't get that consistency that you're looking for.
100%.
We're all about consistency in this restaurant. It's at full steam at 56 degrees Celsius, and then it's cooking for 3 days. So 3 days later, we have our beautiful short ribs. You can feel it. It's soft,
Tender.
it's tender, but it still has a bit of a bite to it.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're looking for. So you're not gonna see a shreddy piece
Sure.
of meat. We're looking for the shreddy texture. At the same time, you have a bite that you get from a steak.
Totally. Yeah, really everything you want. A little bit of chew, something to really sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exactly. So we're gonna take this and get ready for service, and we keep our shorties up to temperature in this bag, so that when we pick it up during service, all we have to do is get a crust, and it's like hot inside and good to go.
Perfect. Fire 1 short rib.
Yes, chef. Shorty in 6. Okay, so we're dropping our shorties
Cool.
on the grill. This is the hottest part of the grill. Basically, we're looking for a nice crust, and we're gonna glaze it with, guess what? More ras al hanout.
More ras al hanout. I can help you with that. What do we have in here?
So we have honey, ras al hanout, some citric acid, salt.
Beautiful. And so this is gonna just kind of caramelize.
Yes.
Right? Beautiful.
Create that lacquer.
Yes.
And while that's going, I'm gonna fire up my set that we're gonna use for the shorty. So we got some braised shiitake mushrooms in sake, shirdashi, and butter. And we're also adding that beef fat. We're braising it in that beef fat as well that we saw with the trimmings, right?
Oh, it smells incredible.
Now look at the crust.
Wow.
Oh yeah. That's what we're looking for. That is perfect. Now we
Yes.
can glaze it one more time.
Absolutely. No missed opportunities for flavor at all.
See that shine?
Yes.
It's like
Incredible.
incredible.
It smells, I can smell the caramelized honey and the spices that are starting to toast. It's absolutely impeccable.
And that chariness is just, you want to taste that.
Absolutely. It's going to take your palate on a journey.
Exactly.
So now we have all of our components.
Yes.
What's the next stage?
The next stage is carving the beautiful grilled short ribs that you lacquered really well, Chef.
Thank you, Chef. I had a great teacher.
So we're gonna go for even slices. Sometimes when I carve these during service, I'll snack on the end bits.
Yeah. How could you not?
Finish everything with some olive oil
Yes.
and finishing salt.
How do I place it?
We go randomly. It's a
Okay.
really rustic style. Try to give it some height by putting some pieces on top of each other, some pieces standing,
Okay.
and then some like this so we can showcase that pink
Beauty.
and then we go with the mushrooms next. Really simple components. We don't complicate it too much because we want the meat itself to shine.
Yes.
Then we're gonna go with our colder fruit.
So the pear adds a nice sort of freshness to it.
Freshness.
Yes.
Everything is deep, everything is aromatic, and the pickled endives gives it that hit of acidity
Totally.
that the dish needs.
Totally.
Some greens just for it to pop.
Sort of mild piles.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're finishing off this beautiful short ribs with red wine bone marrow sauce.
Beautiful.
So it's a
Incredible.
3-day meat, it's a 2-day sauce.
Yes. Love it. Okay, don't
Go
twist
ahead.
my arm.
Moment of truth.
Okay.
Is it actually as good as the process?
I mean, if it's this beautiful without tasting it, I mean, I don't understand or see how it could potentially disappoint. This is incredible. The entire process. We waited 3 whole days to get to this point. All right. I don't need to eat another short rib ever again in my entire life, Chef. Thank you.
Seriously?
Incredible. Are you kidding me? This is incredible.
like it?
Like it. I love it.
Good.
I love it.
Your face changed
I
when
mean,
you had the bite.
I'm telling you, because it's all the unspoken parts of it. This is very unique, you know?
It's different.
Yes.
But this is kind of like unique to our restaurant. We use a lot of ras al hanout, but that's not the first thing you get.
Yes.
You get more of the sweetness of the meat and the honey, and then you get at the end of your palate at the back, you will feel that ras al hanout kind of coming through with the aromas and all of that.
100%.
It's nothing is overpowering.
No, nothing's overpowering. I can honestly say I've never tasted a short rib like this in my entire life.